I will impose whatever tariffs are required, 100%, 200%, 1,000%. They're not going to sell any cars into the United States with those plants.
I mean, it's difficult to know. I mean, probably not 1,000, but actually, does it make sense?
Yeah, so I do think investors should take this rhetoric relatively seriously. Again, maybe not 200%, not 1,000%. But what we know about President Trump is, one, he believes in tariffs. He's been talking about tariffs since the 1980s. He opposed tariffs on China. Of course, not to the extent that he said he was going to, but he did follow through with that. He can do much of this unilaterally. And I think something, Francie, that's really important between a potential Trump 2.0 and a Trump 1.0 is he was singularly focused effectively on China and on the trade deficit with China and getting a deal with China. Yeah. I think you fast forward to a Trump 2.0, the aperture is going to be much wider. It's going to be on things like Mexican cars or German cars or Japan or Ireland, other countries where the trade deficit has actually increased. And so the aperture will be much wider. So I do think we need to take him seriously on this. We're saying to guide to our clients, you may not see 1,000% tariffs, but you will see tariffs. The direction of travel here is very clear. Tariffs are going to be increasing not only just on China, but on other countries as well.
What does that mean for inflation? What does that mean actually with the composition of the economy? Yeah,
so the market, is really focused on the potential inflationary impacts of tariffs, and that's for good reason. But also, the thing about tariffs is it cuts both ways. It can also be a headwind to U.S. growth in terms of demand destruction on the consumer side, but also impacting the export economy, export sectors in the U.S. as well. So, again, hard to tell and hard to feign precision here because so much of this will depend on who he puts in his cabinet, what he actually follows through with. But again, the direction of travel here is clear. Inflation will likely be going up, and also growth could be hurt if he does what he says he's going to do.
I mean, will it only be loyalists in the cabinet? Because that also changes policy, right? If it's him doing every single decision.
Yeah, I mean, so I think what we saw under Trump 1.0 is he was able to attract actually a widespread, very credentialed group of folks. I think that just, based on the mood music, I think a lot of those people actually may take a second look and maybe reconsider going into a Trump administration. Folks that he's talking about for these big, Treasury or Secretary NEC director, they're folks that the market is familiar with, and I actually think that would probably be well received by the market.